Your emotional intelligence could improve by a lot if you practice these simple approaches. In this video, we'll reveal 4 powerful micro-practices that help you master emotional intelligence without years of self-development. Plus, stay until the end to discover a technique that keeps you emotionally centered even when everyone around you is completely losing it.
Approach number 1. Ever notice how some people seem to instantly know what everyone in the room is really feeling? The thing is, they're not mind readers. They've just learned to pay attention to something most people completely ignore. Turns out, there's a secret radar system you can turn on that changes everything. Think of knowing your emotions like having a GPS for feelings. You can either drive around lost and confused, or know exactly where you are so you can get where you want to go. Here's something cool. People who check in with their feelings for just 90 seconds daily get way better at reading both themselves and others within 2 weeks. It's exactly what Tyrion Lannister does in Game of Thrones. He always notices his own reactions first, then uses that to figure out how others will respond to what he says and does. The problem is, this internal checking can feel weird at first, like having 2 conversations at once. But here's the simple system that makes this feel totally natural. Try this approach called emotion radar. This method helps you tune into your emotional frequency by creating tiny awareness moments throughout your day. To activate this system, use feeling alarms. Set 3 random phone alerts daily, and when they buzz, just name whatever emotion you're experiencing in that exact moment. For example, if your alarm goes off during a meeting, you might notice slightly anxious or genuinely curious. Remember, you can't steer what you can't see. Awareness always comes before control. But knowing your emotions is only half of what you need.
Approach number 2. Have you ever felt your emotions go totally crazy even when you knew you should stay calm? Most people think you need years of meditation or therapy to control your emotions properly. Actually, there's a hidden switch in your body that can flip you from chaos to calm instantly. Picture your emotional state like a thermostat. When things get too heated, you need a quick way to cool down before making decisions you'll regret later. Dr. Andrew Huberman's research shows that doing 2 quick inhales followed by a long exhale calms your nervous system faster than any other breathing method, literally switching your brain from stress mode to calm mode in moments. This works because the double inhale gets more air into your lungs where the magic happens, while the long exhale tells your body to chill out naturally. The catch is this works best when you practice it regularly, not just when you're already freaking out. So here's how to master this biological hack. Use this technique called power pause. This method gives you instant emotional control by hijacking your nervous system's natural reset mechanism whenever stress tries to take over. To activate this override, try double pump breathing. Inhale through your nose twice quickly, then exhale slowly through your mouth for twice as long as your inhales. Do this right before tough conversations, after getting bad news, or any time you feel tension building up in your body. Remember, your breath controls your state controls your decisions. But of course, handling yourself only gets you so far.
Approach number 3. Why do some people make others feel completely understood within minutes of meeting them? The thing is, it's not because they're naturally nicer or have better people skills than everyone else. They've discovered a connection code that most people never learn. Think of empathy like a camera. You can either keep it on blurry mode and miss important stuff, or focus it properly and see the full emotional picture someone's showing you. What's amazing is that people get 73% better at reading others' emotions when they focus only on listening without planning what they'll say next, compared to people who multitask during conversations. This is exactly what Princess Leia does throughout Star Wars. She reads the fear behind Han's tough guy act, gets Luke's frustration with his training, and connects with people by really hearing what they're not saying out loud. The downside is that deep listening takes real mental energy and can drain you when you're already emotionally tired. But here's the connection method that builds this skill effortlessly. Learn this technique called emotion echo. This method deepens your empathy by training your mind to mirror back the emotional frequency someone's broadcasting before addressing what they actually said. For instance, if someone says, "I'm fine with the deadline change," you might say, "You sound frustrated about the timing," before discussing solutions. Remember, people feel understood through emotions first. Logic comes after they feel heard. But reading emotions right requires one more hidden skill.
Approach number 4. Ever wonder why some people seem to know exactly what you're thinking before you even speak? The thing is, they're not psychic. They're just reading the emotional information your face broadcasts every single second. Turns out, there's an invisible language most people never learn to decode. Think of facial expressions like a constantly updating news feed. Emotional information is scrolling across people's faces all day, but you have to know where to look to understand the messages. Dr. Paul Ekman's research on micro-expressions shows that humans make over 10,000 different facial expressions, with the most honest emotions flashing across faces for less than half a second before people control them. These split-second expressions show true feelings that don't match spoken words, like real fear covered by fake confidence, or genuine excitement hidden behind professional cool. The tricky part is training your eyes to catch these quick signals while still having normal conversations and eye contact. But here's the scanning method that sharpens this invisible radar quickly. Use this system called truth tracking. This approach helps you read authentic emotions by teaching you to notice micro changes in facial expressions that reveal genuine feelings beneath surface communication. To develop this awareness, try triangle scanning. Focus on the triangle formed by someone's eyes and mouth, shifting between these 3 points every few seconds during conversations. Start with people you know well, like family members, where you can safely practice without looking weird or intrusive. Remember, faces broadcast the real story. Words often hide the truth. Now here's that technique we promised that works even when emotions feel overwhelming. Approach number 5. What happens when your emotional intelligence gets tested during real crisis moments? The thing is, normal EQ skills often fail completely when stress levels go through the roof and everyone around you starts panicking. That's when you need something that actually feeds off the chaos around you. Picture emotional leadership like being a lighthouse during a storm. While everything around you spins out of control, you become the steady point that others can navigate toward for stability and direction. Here's something powerful. People who stay emotionally calm during crisis situations influence group outcomes 340% more than those who match the crazy emotional energy around them, basically becoming emotional anchors for everyone else. This is exactly what Captain Jean-Luc Picard does in Star Trek. When the Enterprise faces impossible situations, he doesn't hide his emotions or pretend they don't exist, but instead acknowledges the fear while staying focused on solutions and keeping his crew centered. The challenge is that being everyone's emotional rock can be exhausting and sometimes stops you from dealing with your own stress properly. However, here's the leadership approach that transforms pressure into power. Perfect this strategy called Storm Anchor. This method turns you into an emotional stabilizer during chaotic situations by projecting steady confidence while acknowledging the reality of difficult circumstances swirling around you. To become this anchor, use acknowledge and redirect. Verbally recognize the stress everyone's feeling, then immediately shift focus to specific, actionable steps people can take right now. For example, I know this situation feels overwhelming for all of us, and here's exactly what we're going to do first. Remember, people need emotional stability more than perfect solutions. Your calm becomes their courage.
What's the most challenging emotional situation you've had to handle recently? Let us know in the comments below. If you're interested, then be sure to watch our video about Hack Your Brain for a Flow State, No Extreme Focus Required, to learn more about the power of you. See you there.